I wouldn't have been able to do that if it wasn't for Family Hustle.
Right.
Now, it does come with some, it's some adversity. It's some adversity to come with that. People get in your business.
Yeah.
T.I.'s son, King Harris, has been arrested after not appearing in court and some other things connected to his actions.
Something wild is boiling over in Atlanta, and the whispers have turned into full-blown chatter. The Harris family, once reality TV royalty and Southern hip-hop's proud dynasty, is teetering on the edge of collapse, and the spotlight is hotter than ever. But this isn't just about King Harris popping off again. This feels like the slow-motion implosion of a family empire that used to look untouchable. That polished family portrait? Shredded. The once picture-perfect legacy has been stained by viral fights, shady leaks, and jaw-dropping rumors that sound more like courtroom drama than family dinners. King Harris, the same son who was once paraded around as T.Y.'s heir, has flipped the script completely. He's not just dropping songs, he's dropping bombs. Accusations of mistreatment, painful confessions, and that burning question that's haunted him for years: who's really my father? And if the whispers are true, the answer could blow the Harris empire straight off its throne. People saw the cracks forming, but no one expected the meltdown to go this far. King's defiance isn't some teenager acting out. It's decades of frustration boiling over. That infamous breakdown at the Atlanta Falcons game wasn't a publicity stunt, it was the real deal. Phones were out, live streams were rolling, and the family suite instantly turned into a gladiator pit for the world to see. There was King, bold, angry, daring his father to try and shut him down while screaming he stands on business. There was T.I., the self-proclaimed king of the South, red-faced, out of breath, and fighting to keep control.
Are interesting, but I can't judge how the parenting is gone, because everything that we've seen has been stuff that many of us would have said or similar if we saw our children do this. But I will say this: a lot of what's happening is because it's in the public. Like most children don't have to do this in the public.
The shouting match spiraled live on Instagram, and it turned downright brutal when T.I. finally snapped and threw his son in a headlock. You could hear King yelling, "Get off me!" while T.I. barked back, "You're embarrassing yourself and your family." And then, Tiny, caught in the crossfire, tried to play peacemaker but only fanned the flames. She blurted out that her son was still sucking a pacifier at 12 years old. Was she trying to shame King or humiliate T.I.? Either way, it was chaos. That one confession alone had social media exploding. And just like that, the picture-perfect Harris household myth wasn't just cracked. It was shattered, gone, and buried forever. But what really rocked people to their core was King's bombshell claim that he didn't even grow up in that legendary Harris mansion. Forget the marble floors and gated luxury. According to him, he was living with his grandmother, not basking in the glow of reality TV riches. He's been fighting that silver spoon label for years, and now he's flat out rejecting it, saying his upbringing was rough, not royal. While fans watched edited clips of mansions and red carpets, King was living a totally different reality. And when he started airing out his grievances publicly, the whispers got louder. Allegations of mistreatment, being shut out, and feeling like an outsider in his own bloodline turned his fiery tracks and viral rants into something deeper.
Door to my bedroom, as you shouldn't have to either. Open up the door to my bedroom for everybody to come in, chime in, and make their opinions about what we do and don't do or should or shouldn't do. But I will say this: whatever we ever have done has been done with consensual adults.
Suddenly, every meltdown didn't look like teenage rebellion. It looked like a cry from someone carrying secrets no cameras ever caught. And here's where the whole story goes nuclear. Multiple insiders claim King crossed a line that can't be uncrossed. He secretly took a paternity test behind T.I.'s back. This isn't about curfews or who controls his Instagram passwords. This is years of whispers, suspicious timelines, and hidden questions exploding into action. Did King really share T.Y.'s DNA? Or was the King of the South raising someone else's son all along? Nobody close to the family is speaking on the record, but the tension is electric. The way King has been lashing out now looks less like rebellion and more like a son piecing together a double life he never asked for. If those alleged test results didn't match the family's story, then this isn't just some messy family drama. It's the kind of secret that could blast through Atlanta and shake the entire music industry.
So him being arrested isn't really like the shocker, it's him coming out and his, I guess, reaction to it, right? Because everybody's saying, King, you grew up privileged, bro. Why are you going down this path? Now he's talking about F the police, F12. So, he.
Of course, the internet didn't waste a second throwing gasoline on this fire. TikTok grabbed the feud, twisted it, and turned it into a conspiracy circus. The wildest theories got millions of views in days. Some TikToks even claim King might not be T.I.'s son at all. The spiciest version? That King's real mother isn't who we think, but allegedly Tiny's hidden daughter. An arrangement straight out of a soap opera, the kind of scandal reality TV producers dream about. A supposed skeleton from Tiny's past has the whole Harris family tree looking less like a dynasty and more like a mystery board with missing pieces and taped over names. If it sounds outrageous, that's because it is. But since when has that ever stopped the internet from running wild? As these whispers gain traction, even family members closest to the drama are scrambling to shut it down. Tiny herself jumped online to clap back, calling the DNA chatter lies you read, while Zonique, King's mom and sister, snapped with, "Which street this word come off of?" Cute responses, but let's be real. Once the internet grabs hold of a rumor, there's no putting that genie back in the bottle. The court of public opinion doesn't hand out retrials. It thrives on mess, and right now, the Harris family is serving it up on a silver platter. And that sting cuts even deeper because the Harrises built their entire reputation as the first family of Southern hip-hop. For years, they sold us the dream life. Platinum plaques, Grammy nods, VH1 spin-offs, and picture-perfect kids with flawless feeds. We saw them laughing in designer kitchens, stunting at award shows, and hosting backyard barbecues like the modern blended dynasty, 7 kids deep, with the whole package of money, fame, and family values wrapped neatly in every TV episode. But now that the cameras have packed up, the chaos is spilling out like popped champagne. And it's ugly. King isn't the only Harris in the headlines, but he's definitely the loudest. Legal problems, arrests, and raw social media tirades have turned into regular events, not rare slip-ups. He even got caught in Georgia during a late-night traffic stop, allegedly strapped with a firearm. And instead of laying low, he hopped online bragging that he still got his chain. This isn't the polished son we saw on reality TV. This is a young man unraveling in real time, with every stumble magnified and every family fight turned into clickbait gold. And as if that wasn't enough, the Harris family name keeps getting dragged into older scandals that refuse to die. Just as King and T.I. were going head-to-head in public, fresh headlines resurfaced about disturbing past allegations, claims of coercion, wild behavior, and a lifestyle that no PR spin could ever clean up. The dynasty isn't just cracking, it's collapsing under the weight of secrets and scandals stacking higher by the day. Sabrina Peterson, the ex-friend turned full-blown nemesis, isn't backing down. She swears she's got receipts and keeps teasing that she'll drop them whenever she feels like it. And now, she's not just pointing fingers at T.I. and Tiny, she's dragging King's name into the fire too, claiming she's protected him from the fallout before. Meanwhile, T.I. is still trying to play it smooth on Instagram, telling fans to ignore lies and stay positive. But let's be real, if the feds are really circling like insiders claim, positive captions won't save him. Peterson isn't just whispering in the shadows either. She's making bold promises, telling the world, "The truth is on my birthday. It's about me. The feds already have this. I think the fans need it." That's not just shade, that's a straight-up declaration of war. And the Harris family, once untouchable, is suddenly bleeding on every front, caught in battles they can't spin away. As the feud with King rages on, T.I. is trying to keep the family brand alive, even flipping the drama into promo. After that explosive Falcons game clash, he hopped online and insisted the Harris family was tied like a knot and nothing could break their bond. He even used the moment to plug King's music, trying to turn chaos into clicks. He told followers, "What is the internet talking about? That H family is tied like a knot. We're all we have for life, but fans weren't buying it. Not with every week delivering a new rumor, a new leak, or a viral video of the family crumbling in real time. King's outbursts aren't just tantrums. They look like cries for recognition, a desperate attempt to expose the secrets his parents keep burying. The meltdown has turned into a spectacle no one can ignore, leaving fans and critics wondering if the paternity bombshell is just the surface. Could Atlanta's so-called royal family have built their empire on half-truths and desperate cover-ups? Every TikTok conspiracy, every shady whisper, every suspicious old photo only fuels the theory that the Harrises have way more skeletons locked up than we ever imagined. And through it all, King refuses to fold. He's standing firm, daring his father to silence him, and refusing to let anyone else write his story. This isn't just a son breaking away from a powerful brand. It's a rebellion, a public torching of the script, and an attempt to rewrite his identity one reckless post at a time. These days, King Harris has turned himself into a walking billboard for independence. He's gone full throttle with the rebellious prodigy persona, ditching the polished Harris heir look for something raw, chaotic, and impossible to ignore. Scroll through his Instagram and it feels like a fever dream, boxing gloves swinging, wild outfits flashing, and captions dripping with defiance. Gone is the carefully staged TV kid. What we see now is a 20-year-old clawing his way into rap, sneering at the Silver Spoon label, and making it clear to the world he refuses to live in his father's shadow. But breaking free from a name like Harris isn't that simple. Even when King tries to carve out his own lane, the headlines keep pulling him back into the family's orbit. Every stumble, whether it's that Georgia arrest or the Falcons game showdown, just ropes him tighter into the Harris drama, making it impossible for him to stand alone. And it's not just the media keeping him tied up, it's his own bloodline. Every time King posts another fiery rant about being misunderstood, here comes Tiny or Zonique clapping back, swearing the family bond is unbreakable, and begging the public not to believe the gossip. But the harder King pushes to break away, the more it looks like the family legacy is closing in, trapping him in a cage of scandal and suffocating expectations. Look closer, though, and the cracks in King's identity don't feel like branding issues. They feel like real scars. Behind the viral rants and TikTok conspiracies is a kid who swears he spent most of his childhood not in the mansion, but at his grandmother Diane's house. While the rest of the Harris clan posed for VH1 cameras and played the part of hip-hop royalty, King says he found peace at his grandmother's place, a quiet world away from the flashing lights. When he talks about her, the energy changes. He calls her Mama, credits her with raising him, and even accepts her public scoldings without a fight. To the public, King might be the loudmouth kid with a mouthful of gold and a taste for chaos. But those close to him know Diane has always been the anchor, the one real parent in a storm of managers, handlers, and cameras. And then there's that rumored paternity test, the grenade sitting in the middle of all this chaos. If King really did it, it wasn't just a stunt. It was the ultimate rejection of the identity his parents spent years building. On an emotional level, that move screams desperation, a gamble to break away and finally reclaim his own truth, no matter how much it burned the family name. For King, seeking those answers in secret might not have been about humiliating his parents. It might have been about healing a wound he's carried his entire life. Now that the rumors are out in the open, the fallout is impossible to ignore. The Harris family, once held together under TY's ironclad brand, is cracking in ways no Instagram apology or glossy family photo can fix. Every shady lyric, every cold stare on social media, every public meltdown feels like another reminder that for King, chasing his own truth might mean sacrificing reconciliation forever. And this isn't just about bruised egos or hurt feelings. The stakes are way bigger. The Harris Empire isn't just a family name. It's a business machine built on music, TV, endorsements, and brand power. If a paternity test, real or rumored, sparks an official challenge to King's place in that lineage, the legal mess could get ugly fast. Behind closed doors, insiders are already whispering about legal estrangement, with some claiming I might even take the nuclear option, disowning his own son in a public statement. For a dynasty that sells unity as part of its brand, that kind of move would be catastrophic. Think about it. The optics alone could send shockwaves through record labels, sponsorships, TV deals, and every business partnership tied to the image of the Harris family as Atlanta's royal household. If the dynasty fractures in public, the money machine breaks right along with it. But beyond the lawyers, managers, and brand strategists, there's a rawer cost playing out in real time, the human one. The psychological toll of questioning your own bloodline, with millions watching every frame, is a wound that doesn't heal easy. For all of King's bravado and rebellious energy, he's now standing at a brutal crossroads. Is he the son who blew up his family dynasty just to claw out his truth? Or is he a tragic figure, a young man forced into breaking taboos because silence was killing him? Either way, the scars will last long after the headlines fade. And while the Harris family stays quiet, ducking direct answers, the silence itself is deafening. Every stiff red carpet pose, every awkward social post screams what words can't hide. The damage is already done, and the dynasty's shine may never come back. This is where the Harris family saga gets downright messy. King's deep bond with his grandmother flips the entire fairy tale upside down. Was that perfect family life we saw on TV just smoke and mirrors staged for ratings, while the real nurturing happened off camera? Did King grow up not as a cherished heir, but as a prop in somebody else's show, craving attention from parents more invested in protecting their brand than raising their son? The emotional toll is painted all over his recent meltdowns. The more tea I insists King was raised right, the louder King screams that he had to carve his own path. And beneath all that swagger and defiance, there's a chilling possibility that his lifelong estrangement from his father isn't just bitterness. It's rooted in the suspicion he never fully belonged in the Harris family at all. At the heart of this storm is identity, both in the literal, biological sense and in the weight of family legacy. That rumored paternity test isn't some cheap tabloid stunt. It feels like the climax of years spent feeling like the outsider. Did King chase those answers because of a childhood hunch gnawing at him? Was he always the other one in a family obsessed with keeping up appearances? If that's the case, no wonder he's exploding under the pressure. Imagine being a young man trying to figure out who you are, when every photo op, every VH1 episode, every family reunion is haunted by doubt. That kind of spotlight doesn't just expose you, it breaks you down piece by piece. And just when it seems like the Harris drama can't sink any lower, here comes Sabrina Peterson circling back into the spotlight. She's promising once again to drop receipts that could send this entire scandal from messy to catastrophic. If she makes good on that threat, the dynasty might not just crack, it could collapse in front of millions. This saga is only getting hotter, and you already know we're keeping it locked right here. Make sure you like, drop a comment, hit that subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.